This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
New tonight, the family of Sonya Massey wants to know why dispatchers believe she died by suicide. Their calls for action come one day after body camera video showed a deputy shoot and kill her. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson has been charged with first-degree murder. And today, Massey's family and their attorneys held a news conference in Springfield, Illinois. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski is in the newsroom with continued reaction. Laura.
Mike and Kelly, Sonya Massey's family met with Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker today. He shared his condolences and also informed them the Department of Justice has opened an investigation. It's unclear what the scope of the investigation is, as those details have not been released. Prosecutors say Deputy Grayson shot Sonya Massey 3 times earlier this month and say Massey did not have a gun. Today, Attorney Ben Crump said the family wants to know why, somewhere along the line, dispatchers said the fatal gunshot wound to Sonya Massey's head was self-inflicted. They're very concerned about the miscommunication that happened at the scene, over the airwaves, and even at the hospital.
My friend works at the hospital. When she realized that was my BM, she called me because she was concerned about no family showing up. It was too much time to pass without the family being notified. And she heard the police telling the nurses she killed herself. How do you get confused?
I reached out to the state's attorney's office and Sangamon County Sheriff Jack Campbell and did not hear back yet. However, Sheriff Campbell did post a statement on Facebook last night saying, quote, Deputy Sean Grayson's actions were inexcusable and do not reflect the values of our training of our office.
Laura, thanks. Missouri's Attorney General is appealing a judge's decision to overturn Christopher Dunn's murder conviction. It's a move that's keeping Dunn behind bars. He has spent more than 30 years in prison for shooting and killing 15-year-old Rico Rogers in St. Louis in 1990. Dunn has always said he's innocent. 2 witnesses who testified against him later withdrew their claims.
All you had, the only evidence there was, came from witnesses who recanted their testimony. So there was no physical evidence, no circumstance, nothing else to tie the defendant to the crime. And so when those witnesses, and particularly here, when the witnesses were 12 years old and 14 years old, and those witnesses recanted, that's somewhat unique circumstance in and of itself.
That former judge tells us there is no provision under the law for the Attorney General to appeal. Since this is new territory, the Circuit Attorney's Office is figuring out what legal steps he can take to free Dunn.
We have some breaking news. A man is dead after drowning at Rockford Park in Jefferson County. It happened in the last few hours. Crews tell us the man went underwater while swimming in the Big River. The park has a history of drownings. Last summer, it shut down back-to-back weekends after 2 people drowned. Earlier this year, officials banned swimming altogether. This is the first drowning this year at the park.
Another set of Wentzville workers are on strike, this time across the street from the big GM plant.
Employees at Lear walked off the job Sunday night. Negotiations continue today. Tracy Henson is live on the picket line with how this is impacting businesses beyond Lear.
Well, Kelly and Mike, you can't exactly assemble cars without seats. You certainly can't sell them either. And that's exactly what picketers here at Lear make. Now, GM does do direct orders with Lear. So when GM has an order, they place it with Lear. Lear makes it, sends it over to the GM plant across the street. So without seats, GM had to stop production on their lines as well. Lear and GM are different locals within United Auto Workers Union. The members on strike are with Local 282. Now, I met with their president on the line today. He told me they are asking for a wage and benefit increase, but their big sticking point is safety and preventative measures on the assembly floor.
This is actually for like ergonomics and things of that nature, because we have several repetitive injuries that we have, such as carpal tunnel, elbows, backs. Them are the kind of things that we're seeing.
This afternoon, we did receive a statement from Lear. It reads in part, with over 100 years in the automotive industry, we pride ourselves on our successful relationships with our employees and union partners. We remain committed to reaching an agreement that will benefit all parties, end quote. Now, I did just speak with a few of the union members here on the picket line, and while they are at the negotiating table today, At least the members here on the line have not yet received an update on how those negotiations have gone. In Wentzville, I'm Tracy Hinson, 5 on your side.
Well, Republican candidates running for Missouri governor will debate right here in the 5 on Your Side studios tomorrow night. That big event will now air one day later on Thursday due to a last-minute change.
And we will carry President Biden's address to the nation tomorrow night at 7 o'clock instead. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, previews the debate and all the preparation underway.
We'll take you behind the scenes for a look at the stage that's not quite set, but it's getting ready. These podiums are going to be here for candidates tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, and there'll be all 3 of them right here. I want to show you how close this race is, really a 3-way race. These are the candidates that qualified for our debate. Mike Kehoe jumping out to a recent lead with 26%. He's been blitzing the air with ads recently. Jay Ashcroft, who had been in first place at 22% of the poll, according to a poll released by Remington and Missouri Scout just over the weekend. Bill Eigel in close third place with 19, and a whopping 24% of candidates, of voters, still undecided in this race. That means this race is up for grabs. Here's a look at where moderators are going to take our places tomorrow night. Caitlin Canute from KSHB and Carol Daniel from 9 PBS joining me. But one wrinkle, we hope to bring this debate to you live tomorrow night. Now President Biden has other plans. He's delivering his address to the nation from the Oval Office tomorrow night at 7. So we're going to tape our portion and show it to you on Thursday night instead. So you have to wait 24 hours longer. The other big question hanging over all this, will Mike Kehoe show up? So far, his campaign has said he will not. But early days, when we were first negotiating all this more than 6 weeks ago, all of the campaigns were engaging, and Kehoe's campaign was most thoughtful. They were asking about the rules. How would candidates and moderators engage each other? How long would they have? They were asking all these questions. They never objected to the date and never asked for an alternate date. Only today did his campaign tell us that he'd be 340 some miles northwest of here in a small town of 195 people, talking to some cattle farmers in northwest Missouri. We're still moving forward with our plan to hold all 3 podiums here in hopes he may reconsider and rearrange his schedule to speak to a much larger audience and give voters and our viewers an idea what he's all about.
And again, you can watch that debate Thursday at 7 here on 5 on Your Side, and you can also see it on the 5+ app.
A shakeup in the Secret Service tonight. New fallout following the attempted assassination on former President Trump.
More endorsements for Vice President Kamala Harris. What Democratic leaders have to say about her candidacy for president.
An Olympian who's ready to defend her title. How she's hoping to sail her way toward gold yet again.